Mr. Chairman, I'd like to take an opportunity to address my colleagues, who I call my teammates. And I use that term with intention. I hope that you who work here, who are employees, feel like you're part of a team, like you're my colleague, and that's the reason why I call you that. I know we've been through some tough times in the last several weeks, but I hope that you're feeling that the reason why we are successful, and we are successful, is because of the team environment that we've built and that we're leaning on each other right now to change, literally change how we're delivering education on a day-by-day basis. We're in the middle of change. I know that that can be scary, and I know that it's happening quicker than we would like. This change is fast, this change is scary, and I don't know when the changes will stop. But I do know that when the changes do stop, we will be in a better place. I'm really excited about what the future will have for us, and I'm proud of the fact that we're getting through this together. But before I talk about the future, let me tell you what I think you should focus on for just a minute. Think about how much you've accomplished over the last 3 weeks. Think about if someone 3 weeks ago told you we would try to move over 1,700 classes online, 1,700 face-to-face sections of education being delivered face-to-face here on the campus that now we're delivering online in less than 3 weeks. Think about if someone told you we were going to move nearly every single aspect of student services to a distance model. And I can tell you on the other side of that 3 weeks, we've done it. We've moved 88% of our classes to online. We've moved almost every single student service that we offer, from libraries to counseling to advising to online or to distance education. And it's because you all have done it. You all have worked your tails off. And I'm so, so proud of what you've done. And I know that it shows our strength. These crises will show us our strengths and our weaknesses. In fact, some of these times have showed me my own personal weaknesses. Maybe they've done that for you too, but I know they've showed us what our strength is, and that is our teamwork. Here's some examples of that, and I can't list them all, but I need to list some because I'm just so happy. And frankly, the teamwork that I'm about to list is what gets me up every morning, because I know we're making progress. The team that Dr. Michael Nealon leads is the Academic Affairs Leadership Council and all the individuals in that area. And frankly, they're the ones that have done the most extraordinary work in the last 3 weeks. There are 4 super deans and 4 powerhouse associate deans that have worked, and with help from all kinds of areas, including mostly the faculty, to build this plane of online education in a 3-day span and then take it off on the 4th day. You've worked unimaginable hours. I've seen you do it. I know you have the opportunity to look back sometime and say, wow, we really did that. I'm encouraging you to do it. I've met with the Faculty Senate and its senators and its chair, Paul Fisher, and I'm proud of what you all have done. There's no way this college gets through the mess of trying to move this curriculum online without faculty and faculty leaders giving their all. I was in that meeting with you, and I could sense there was some real fear. And what really made me happy was people, and these are just a few emblematic examples, but Tony Perry, Eric Rader, the chair, Kevin Dewey, saying to each other, we're going to get through this together. And frankly, there's no way we would have gotten through it, and we'll continue to get through it without faculty helping us. Thank you. Dr. Herbst leads a team from Student Affairs that has done a Herculean effort to try and move all of our student affairs services to a distance model, and it's been accomplished. And even before we did that, when this crisis was just starting to move, I was in the Welcome Center almost every day. And I saw people in that area who were nervous and scared, but who were still there greeting students, trying to help students enroll or get through problems. And I can tell you that some people made a mark on me because they were calm and they were hardworking and they were optimistic despite the challenges. Again, I can't list everyone, but I can tell you Holly Diamond and Katrina Minnis and Stephanie Ladsky and LaDonna Holly and Terry Hagan and Gail Bach were some of the people who gave me calm when they told me, we're going to keep going. We can do this. Thank you for being calm, steady leaders. Our counseling division continues to work and did as we were moving into this difficult time. They're led by Dr. Abe Atala, and I have to say one of his colleagues on occasion will send me an email that just lifts me up, and his name's Imad Nouri, and if you know Imad, he's got a way with words, and I can tell you, Imad, if you're listening or if you see this, your emails to me are reassuring and helpful, and I appreciate it. You know, I mentioned our website, and I simply can't say enough about it. but you should also know what's underneath it. And it's an extraordinarily strong person named Rhonda DeLong. In fact, this board meeting right now is going on because of Rhonda DeLong and Kathy Demetrio working really in a crisis of technology. And it shouldn't be a surprise to you. If you look at that website, you're going to see one of the most expansive and helpful websites that exist in higher education now. As I mentioned, 260,000 people have visited that website, and it's an extraordinary example of our teamwork being displayed to help students. It gets updated in real time, frankly, all the time. The only time it's not being updated are the few hours I imagine Rhonda DeLong is asleep at some point. But it's a huge job and it's a wonderful success. And what about those people who kept the college running, literally kept the college running? Our IT department, led by Joe Zicknick and Al Burrell, have been working around the clock with their staff, trying to help students and faculty make this big transition. And I can tell you, when people are unhappy with information technology, they'll tell you. And I've been happy to know that the complaints are low and the answers are quick because of Joe and Al and their team. One of the groups that are essential employees that are still on our campus and still important to see, and I still see them, are the campus safety team led by Karen Schoen. They're still showing up each day, and I appreciate them greatly. In fact, one of them, if you know Wojo, Gary Wojciechowski, caught me one morning, early in the morning, and I appreciated his opportunity to tell me how things are going. You may have seen a picture of him recently with Kim Najarian getting ready to load up 5 respirators to donate to the Henry Ford Health System here and around Dearborn and Detroit. On that note, you've also seen pictures of Rob Roulet, Susan Schunkweiler, Lisa Hastings, Deborah Szymanski, and Cindy Scheuer packing up all kinds of medical equipment to try and help those around us that with devices and equipment that we had here on our campus. How about the facilities department? You may have seen that they're being led by Ruben Bruckley, and I actually wanted to see what their lives were like, so I worked with Keith Gaines and helped him clean classrooms down. He's been doing that for 20 years, and he's just one of many people who are still on the campus, still trying to keep this place safe and running. And if you didn't know it, the Human Resources Department has been confronted with a lot of questions, and they're in the middle. They've got a cabinet and they've got a president who are trying to get the best answers they can, and a lot of staff who don't know the answers. And LaDonna Holly's leading that team wonderfully. They're working nearly all from home, and they're trying to get the best information out that they can. You know, we also have to pay bills here. I hope the board understands that, and I know that they do. That team, and I would generally call them the paying the bills department, but you also know them as finance-related departments led by John Satkowski. And they have been making payroll happen. They have been making shipments come in and go out. And they are frankly making sure your paychecks are being delivered. I can't say enough about how wonderfully happy I am about them. You know, there's too many stories to list, and I hope I've just listed a few of them, but I want you all to know that you've pulled together. You've pulled together to help students. I see that. I'm especially thankful for those of you who continue to work those long hours in your living room, in your basement, maybe even in your bedroom closet, but you're at home and you're working to serve students, and I'm grateful for you. This is a unique time, and I'm hopeful you understand how much you mean to me and to the cabinet, and frankly, this board, because you're working as a team. And I hope one small bit that can help you feel that appreciation is our decision to continue to pay all employees at this college. Now, I know that leaves questions. When will that stop? If that will stop. And I hope you understand, I will tell you the answers to those as often and as early as I can when those decisions are made. But I hope you feel some comfort in knowing that those paychecks will continue at the very least until the stay-at-home order, which is currently until April 13th, will continue. I want you to know that I'm meeting with the collective bargaining unit presidents and the chairman of our faculty senate nearly every week. This week we didn't make it, but we're scheduled to meet on Monday. I meet with them for a couple reasons. First, I want to hear what's happening with them and with you. And you should ask them, those presidents and that faculty senate chairman, if I'm hearing their voice, because I want to hear your voice. I also want to tell them the information I have to pass down. I hope you know I'm interested in your views, and I'm thinking about you, all of you, my colleagues and teammates. Several of you asked me about how I'm doing, and I have to tell you, I'm humbled by the fact you asked me. I'm grateful that I'm healthy and I have a meaningful mission in my life to serve students. I also, frankly, am a little bit worried about the future, just like you are. but I keep getting up each morning because I sense what you all are doing, and that's the teamwork to serve students. And I also try to find a little bit of humor and joy in our lives. I'll tell you a funny story. Yesterday was April Fool's Day, and my wife and I convinced my 7-year-old that we were all going to get called back to school that day. He got him into his backpack, got him to the front door, and it wasn't until he got to the porch he didn't realize that it was April Fool's. I'm not suggesting you need to do that. I'm just suggesting that if you find some time to enjoy life around you, please do it. Finally, let me just say thank you to you all. You've been great teammates to me. I'm proud of the important work that you're doing, and I hope that you can see I'm doing my best, along with the board, to support you.